So it looked like Caitlin Clark has shut down Nike headquarters in viral new footage.
Caitlin Clark didn't just visit Nike's headquarters, she took it over. From personalized logo treats to elite jackets the public hasn't even seen yet, the entire experience felt less like a meeting and more like a coronation. The reception was so grand it made most superstar welcomes look ordinary by comparison. The face of the WNBA showed up, and Nike made it crystal clear who the league revolves around right now. Every detail screamed superstar status, and Clark carried it like she was born for it. Nike didn't just open the doors, they rolled out the ultimate red carpet, and Caitlin Clark owned the moment from start to finish. So what do you think? Is Nike finally showing Caitlin Clark the respect she's earned? Or is this something that should have happened a long time ago? Drop your thoughts in the comments. After the Team USA tryouts, Clark went unusually quiet. No non-stop headlines, no viral clips flooding timelines, no daily debates sparked by her name. For a moment, some people actually thought her offseason might fade into the background. That assumption didn't last long, not even close. Caitlin Clark stepped into Nike's Oregon headquarters, and the clips from that visit were unreal. This wasn't ordinary star treatment. It was the kind of welcome most athletes never experience at any point in their careers. Nike didn't bring her in for a quick shoot and a swag bag. They turned the entire facility into a full-blown Caitlin Clark showcase. Start with the jacket. The custom Nike CC piece Caitlin Clark had on wasn't just high-end, it was next-level elite. From the cut to the detailing to how her logo sat clean on the chest, everything about it screamed luxury. That jacket easily looks like a $300 or $400 item, if not more. But here's the wild part. You can't buy it. It hasn't even been released. Nike gave Clark first access to gear that doesn't exist for the public yet. That kind of privilege isn't handed out casually. It's reserved for athletes who drive sales, shift culture, and generate massive revenue. And when she walked through the doors, it showed. Nike employees were lined up like she was visiting royalty. She was handed a custom mini basketball with her logo pressed into it. Not slapped on, not printed, embossed. That level of craftsmanship sends a loud message. Nike isn't dabbling here. They're fully invested. And let's be honest, once those mini basketballs hit the market, they're gone in seconds. Let's pause on the logo for a moment because Caitlin Clark's CC mark is quietly one of the strongest athlete logos in sports right now. People have compared it to luxury fashion houses like Chanel or Gucci. And that comparison actually explains why it works so well. It's sleek, it's refined, it's gender neutral, and it's instantly recognizable. It doesn't shout basketball, it whispers premium. You could slap that logo on a designer watch or a high-end handbag and no one would blink. Now compare that to most basketball logos. They're often cluttered, over-designed, trying way too hard to look edgy or clever. Clark's is the opposite. Two interlocking C's that look like they belong on a runway more than a box score. That's elite branding, and Nike clearly understands what they're holding. The promotional rollout at Nike's headquarters was absurd in the best way possible. Custom tote bags stamped with From Anywhere branding, a direct nod to Clark's Unreal shooting range, coffee cups carrying her logo, cookies decorated with CC designs. The entire campus felt less like a corporate office and more like a Caitlin Clark experience. Employees weren't just watching, they were fully bought in. One clip shows Clark casually stepping up to a mini hoop with her logo filling the background. She lets it fly, drains the shot like it's nothing, because of course she does. The reaction? Absolute chaos. You'd think she just buried a finals game winner. That's the effect Caitlin Clark has wherever she shows up. Now, let's be honest for a second, Nike hasn't been immune to criticism when it comes to how they initially handled Clark's rise. Plenty of fans felt the brand was slow to act. While she was rewriting the women's college basketball record book and pulling in attention the sport had never seen before, people were asking, why wasn't Nike pushing harder? When arenas were selling out and TV ratings were exploding, why wasn't that momentum fully leveraged right away? This event changes that conversation completely. Nike isn't easing into anything anymore. They're fully committed, and they're making sure everyone knows it. The scale, the presentation, the production level of this headquarters headquarters takeover mirrors what Nike has historically reserved for their biggest icons. We're talking Michael Jordan level treatment, LeBron James level treatment. That might sound bold, but once you see the footage, it's hard to argue otherwise. Someone on social media made a comment that stood out. Nike's world headquarters is completely covered in CC branding, and we haven't seen anything like this since Jordan. That's a heavy statement, but when a company transforms its actual workplace, where thousands of employees operate daily, into a full Caitlin Clark showcase, that's not a routine athlete visit, that's a coronation. The From Anywhere Challenge branding deserves special praise. It perfectly captures what separates Clark from everyone else. Her ability to pull up from 30 feet and hit shots that make defenders reconsider their entire defensive strategy. It's simple, memorable, and universal. Fans across the globe might not know every detail of her college resume, but they don't need to. One highlight reel explains exactly what From Anywhere means. There's also been a massive assist from fan-run accounts during this offseason. One in particular, CC Offseason, has been documenting Caitlin Clark's every public appearance, photo, and merch drop. No one knows who runs it. Maybe someone close to her camp, maybe just an incredibly dedicated fan, but their coverage has been elite. That account surfaced most of the Nike headquarters footage before major outlets even caught on. Another account, Caitlin Clark Style, tracks every outfit she wears. Naturally, it exploded during this visit because Clark was rocking Nike gear nobody else can get their hands on yet. Fans were breaking down every jacket, every hoodie, every detail, all asking the same question: when can we buy this? The clips also show Clark addressing Nike employees. The audio isn't always clear, but you don't need sound to understand what's happening. People are locked in, hanging on every word. She's just 22 years old, commanding a room full of executives and designers like she's been doing it her entire career. Another subtle detail didn't go unnoticed. Clark looks leaner than she did during the WNBA season. While this isn't about body analysis, it does highlight something important. Her off-season isn't about coasting. Conditioning is clearly a priority. She's preparing, staying sharp, making sure she's ready to dominate when the next chapter begins. So let's address the obvious question. Why is Nike doing all of this for Caitlin Clark? The answer is straightforward and brutally honest. Money. Clark moves product at a level very few basketball players can match right now. When she used Wilson basketballs in college, sales spiked. When she signed with Nike, fans immediately started asking about a signature shoe. When she wears anything, it sells out, sometimes within hours. Nike is a business, and businesses follow data. They've seen the ratings, they've seen the engagement numbers, they've seen the packed arenas. The message is clear. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star. She's an engine, and Nike is finally treating her like one. The numbers make this decision unavoidable. Pouring serious resources into Caitlin Clark isn't just a smart move for Nike. It's essential if they want to stay on top of women's basketball. And there's another layer driving this urgency: competition. Adidas has been aggressively expanding its presence in the women's game. Under Armour is working to regain relevance. Puma has been locking in high-profile female athletes. Nike knows it can't afford to mismanage a cultural force like Clark, or worse, allow the relationship to cool to the point where she starts weighing other options when her deal comes up again. That's why this headquarters event mattered. It wasn't random, it was intentional, and it was loud. Nike sent several messages at once. To Caitlin Clark, you're our priority, and we're fully committed to your future. To rival brands, don't bother, she's locked in. To consumers, what we're building with Clark is exclusive, elevated, and premium. And to other athletes, this is what the highest level of partnership with Nike actually looks like. Even the timing was calculated. Clark had just gone through the Team USA selection process, keeping her squarely in the national spotlight. The WNBA offseason is usually when casual fans drift away and attention fades, but Nike made sure that didn't happen here. They kept Clark front and center, protecting the momentum she created during her record-breaking rookie season. Just look at the engagement. Hashtags tied to Caitlin Clark's Nike visit trended on X for hours. Instagram interactions spiked, TikTok clips pulled in millions of views, and none of that was paid promotion. That was organic reach driven entirely by Clark's popularity. That kind of return on investment is what makes executives sit up straight. One comment summed it up perfectly: we pray for times like these. It was a reaction to women's basketball finally receiving this level of corporate backing and presentation, and that sentiment matters. For decades, women athletes have pushed, demanded equal marketing budgets, equal production value, value, equal visibility. Caitlin Clark is finally receiving it, and in the process, she's raising expectations for the entire sport. But let's be clear, this isn't charity. Nike isn't doing this out of goodwill alone. This is happening because Clark delivered. She proved she can sell out arenas, drive TV ratings, move merchandise, and create moments that break through mainstream culture. She earned this position through impact and performance. Those logo cookies, custom coffee cups, branded tote bags, and exclusive items weren't just fun details. They were test runs. Nike was collecting data in real time, seeing what designs connected, which products sparked buzz, and what price points made sense. This event doubled as a celebration, a live focus group, and a planning session for Clark's future product lines. When her signature shoe finally launches, and it will, Nike won't be guessing. They'll already know which colors hit, which styles resonate, and how to balance profit with accessibility. They've been watching every reaction, every post, every comment. The From Anywhere branding opens the door even wider. This isn't limited to sneakers or apparel. Training gear, basketballs, shooting sleeves, compression wear, all of it can live under that identity. Nike has the opportunity to build a full Caitlin Clark ecosystem that speaks to young players chasing her range, fans supporting her journey, and casual buyers who simply love the look. Zoom out even further, and the implications are massive. When Nike invests this heavily in one player, it sends a signal across the entire sports industry. Women's basketball is worth real money. Other brands will follow. Other leagues will pay attention. Other athletes will push for similar treatment. Caitlin Clark is actively reshaping the financial landscape of women's basketball, one major moment at a time. She's proving that women's sports generate serious returns when they're marketed with intention and belief. Fans will show up, they'll spend, they'll engage, if the product is presented the right way. What makes Clark even more valuable is how she carries herself through all of it. She isn't demanding the spotlight or acting entitled. She shows up, puts in the work, thanks the people around her, and keeps moving forward. That combination of elite talent and genuine humility is gold for marketers. So here's the bottom line. Caitlin Clark isn't just the future of women's basketball. She's the present. Nike's headquarters takeover confirmed that they're finally backing her at the level she's earned. If you're excited about Clark's rise and want more breakdowns of her impact, hit like and subscribe. And tell me, what Nike product do you want to see her drop next?